It's time now for sports news on the news at 10 with Kayode Alayode.
Thank you, Gimba. Welcome to Sports News. The first ever Africa International Ultra Road Race will take place in Shagamu, Ogun State. About 20 countries will participate in the maiden edition, with well over 1,000 international road runners also expected at the 50-kilometer event. Organizers believe the event will showcase the rich cultural and tourism potentials of Shagamu. The guidelines for the race will be released by the organizers later for participants to know what it entails to qualify for the competition. In football, defending champions Cameroon remain top of Group F after a goalless draw with Ghana at the Africa Cup of Nations. The five-time winners went closest in the first half as Christian Basogog was denied by Richard Ofori. But Ghana almost won it late on when substitute Owusu Kwabena struck the crossbar and Andrew Yadom went close. With 4 of the 6 third-place teams qualifying for the knockout stage, Cameroon are well placed to reach the last 16 after starting their defense with a 2-0 win over Guinea-Bissau, while Ghana were held to a 2-0 draw with Benin in their opener. Meanwhile, the match between Mauritania and Angola just ended goalless. Meanwhile, Netherlands fans danced in the streets after their team's 2-0 victory over Italy in the quarter-final at the FIFA Women's World Cup. Second-half headers from Viviane Miedema and Stefan van de Gracht earned the Netherlands a place in the semi-finals for the first time. With the venue only a 2-hour drive away from the Dutch border, most of the 22,600 crowd were dressed in orange in the bright sunshine as the Dutch ladies advanced. And two-time champions Germany suffered a shock exit at the FIFA Women's World Cup at Sweden. Came from behind to beat them 2-1 in the quarterfinal played in Rien. Germany had gone ahead through Lena Magol's acrobatic finish, but Sweden responded when Sofia Jakobsen ran clear on goal and coolly finished. Stina Blackstenius poked in from close range early in the second half, and they managed to hold on to their lead. Sweden's semi-final opponents will now face Netherlands, who defeated Italy 2-0. And that's sports news. Thank you for watching. Back to you, Gimp.
Thank you, Kayode. In stories outside of Nigeria now, Sudan's ruling military council has warned a coalition of protest and opposition groups that they would bear the responsibility for any loss of life or damage resulting from a protest march planned for tomorrow. The Forces for Freedom and Change, the FFC coalition, has called for 1 million people to take part in the street protests in the capital Khartoum to press its demand for the military council to cede power to civilians. The generals and the opposition movement have been wrangling for weeks over how to manage a transition towards elections following the military's ouster of longtime President Omar al-Bashir on April the 11th. Direct talks between the council and the FFC stalled and then collapsed, although when security forces stormed the protest sit-in in central Khartoum on June the 3rd, killing dozens of protesters. US and China have agreed to resume trade talks following a long row that has contributed to a global economic slowdown. US President Donald Trump and China's President Xi Jinping reached the agreement at the G20 summit in Japan. Mr. Trump says that he will allow US companies to continue to sell to the Chinese tech giant Huawei in a move seen as a significant concession.
We had a great meeting, and we will be continuing to negotiate. And I promised that for at least the time being, we're not going to be lifting tariffs on China. We won't be adding an additional tremendous amount of, we have, I guess, $350 billion left, which could be taxed or could be tariffed. And we're not doing that. We're going to work with China on where we left off to see if we can make a deal. I think we're going to be
Thank you.
strategic partners. I think we can help each other. I think in the end we can have, if the right deal is structured, we can be great for each other. If China would open up, you're opening up a tremendous, the largest market in the world. And right now China's not open to the United States, but we're open to China.
The President of the United States, Donald Trump. And the main news again. Increasing violent conflicts in West Africa dominated discussions at the 55th Ordinary Session of ECOWAS leaders in Abuja today, as President Muhammadu Buhari called for greater cooperation to tackle instability in the sub-region. Also today, late United Nations Secretary General Kofi Annan and Dr. Ameyo Adadevo got ECOWAS posthumous awards for excellence at the Commission's Heads of State Summit in Abuja. And this has been on the news at 10 tonight. I want to thank you so much indeed for watching. I am Gimbo Umar. On behalf of all of us here, have a splendid night. Good night.